I've been going. This is the 10th installment of my Skyrim storyline, and so to kind of celebrate it, I've been doing a behind the scenes as to how I've done my whole intro because I put a lot of production value into it. So, if you were born in the 80s or earlier, you may have seen the original Arnold Conan movies, Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer, and I always loved the introduction of it with a man named, I don't know if it's Mako or Mako, but he's the guy who plays the wizard, and he starts out with this introduction, this really gravelly voice where he's like, in the time before Atlantis was something something, and the rise of this, let me tell you a tale of high adventure. And like I can hear him all the time. And that same actor, if anybody has seen The Last Airbender, Avatar: The Last Airbender, he plays the character of Uncle Iroh or General Iroh, and he's one of like the perfect characters in the show, one of my favorites. So there's a lot of times where you hear like there's something extremely iconic about that introduction, and I wanted to pay homage to it and replicate that kind of same sort of thing with my introduction to Skyrim. So you get like the drum coming in, the speaking happening, of just hearing his gravelly voice, and then when he is done, like the music comes in, like the classic Anvil of Crom. There's like the boom 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 boom, and it stuck with me as a kid, and I think a lot of those kind of movies informed who I am now, and so. Yes, I'm like, if I'm going to do a Skyrim thing, I want to do I want to do the recap because Skyrim is such a, yes, nerd, and I embrace that. Skyrim is such an open world game, and there's so much going on, and I feel like anybody coming in is like, I don't know what's going on. I don't even know where this guy is, like, what's going on. So I thought it was important more than any other game to say, guys, here's a quick recap. Here's what's been going on. Kind of like a previously on Skyrim. So, but I thought doing this Conan-esque way of doing it was the best way to do it. So my introduction that I have closely parallels, and I'm actually going to show you at your neck. Q, how you doing? Let me finish my sentence and then I'll say hi. So I wanted to take the original Conan introduction, and mine mimics it in structure very much the same. And so what I'm about to show you is I'm going to show you like a side-by-side, and then we'll start playing our video game. And by our video game, I mean my video game, because it's mine, and I have the controller. See? I have the power. That's Star Wars, so that's different. Q! I just shouted out Factory here, so let's get on with it. So, guys, Q, another one of my favorite people on Twitch. If you like Super Smash Brothers, you're gonna love Brawlhalla, and Brawlhalla and Fortnite are two things that at Q over at Your Neck excels at, and he has a tournament coming up at the end of next week that I'll be in. So I will probably be, what do you call it? At least hosting his stream, so you can jump on and watch GatorStumps just get his butt kicked and annihilated. But anyways, moving on. Good to see you, Q. How are you doing? We are going to move on to the original introduction. So, without further ado, I'm gonna fade away, but you'll get to see the stuff, and you'll still get to hear me like a disembodied voice. So let's check this out. For those of you who don't remember or need to remember Conan.
Between the time when the oceans drank Atlantis and the rise of the sons of Arius, there was an age undreamed of. And unto this, Conan, destined to bear the jeweled crown of Aquilonia upon a troubled brow. It is I, his chronicler, who alone can tell thee of his saga. Let me tell you of the days of high adventure.
And for copyright reasons, I gotta stop it there. But like, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about, and like now that's back in your brain. So here's the side-by-side compare. So you have Conan the Barbarian, and on the other side you have Skyrim. My introduction. You can see just like, I'll give you a few seconds to kind of just look at the two side by side, and you can see like it lends itself to being set up the same way, and it's great. And no, Bjorn, I didn't get a whole lot of sleep. I got a lot of sleep this weekend, but Tuesday night streams I just get super jazzed about, because I also stream every other weekend, but I can't guarantee. Well, it's not that I can't guarantee every other weekend. I can't guarantee any time in between, but I know for a fact every Tuesday I can be here doing my Skyrim stream. So, without much further ado, I think it's time to show you how my intro goes. And if you've been here before, oh, you know. So let's... And for those of you who've never been here before, well, here we go. I'm excited. I hope you're excited too, but I'm excited. I'm going to give out points one more time to everybody, for everyone who's sat through this whole thing. And here we go. And I keep saying here we go, but what I mean is like here we go, folks.
Between the time when Oblivion had opened and the rise of Alduin, there was an age undreamed of. And unto this, Duvakin, the Dragonsborn, destined to journey Skyrim with a horned helmet upon a heavy brow. It is I, his chronicler, who alone can tell you of his saga. Let me tell you a tale of high adventure.
Herein lies the telling of Ogmar Tulin, the Duvakin, the Dragonborn. Far off from Skyrim lies the island of Solstheim, where the demon realm of Apocrypha poisons the land and corrupts the minds of the Skull people. Only the Dragonborn stands in the way. Empowered by vengeance, Ogmar crossed the barrier into the demon realm to pursue his nemesis, Lord Mirak. There he encountered the tentacled monster, Hermaeus Mora, the Daedric demon of knowledge. The creature offered Ogmar a trade, the power to defeat Lord Mirak in exchange for the secrets that the shaman of the Skull people possessed. The shaman agreed to the deal, full well knowing what would happen. In an instant, the demon's tentacles were burrowed into the man's chest, absorbing the knowledge he had long craved. Yet true to his word, the demon bestowed upon Ogmar the words of power needed to destroy Lord Mirak. However, Ogmar was not yet strong enough to wield such magic. For that, he would need to harness the life force of several more dead dragons. And so Ogmar swept the island and searched the skies, seeking out the winged beasts. His hunt led him on a series of short yet strange quests, from unearthing the Dukan mask from beneath the White Ridge Sanctum to befriending a tribe of Reekling goblins and being made their chief. Reluctantly, Ogmar had to admit that he would not find the power he sought on Solstheim. He would have to return to Skyrim. Yet leaving the island was almost worse than staying. Ogmar entered Raven Rock seeking passage to Skyrim, only to be surrounded by the Redoran Guard. This warrior, who came to them to stop the evil that poisoned their home, they now demanded answer to the crimes of those killed in his efforts. It was at that moment that a blood dragon descended upon Raven Rock and set the city ablaze. Ogmar fought his way through the Redoran Guard to the winged beast and battled it on the shores of the Raven Rock Bay. Blood flew, and inferno torched the sandbar. Yet the rest of the chaos seemed to fall away. Perhaps the people now saw him as their defender, as the Duvakin.
As he cleaved the dragon's skull in half and turned around, he found that not to be the case. Before him stood the unwanted tribe of his Reeklings, who had charged into Raven Rock to aid him in his escape. Ogmar made for the docks, while his tribe fought back the city guard. Arrows impaled the dock like hail as the Dragonborn ran down its length and boarded the ship that would take him away. Yet, it did not feel right to leave these people behind in their darkest hour. The Skull without their leader, the Reeklings to be surrounded by the Redoran Guard, all the while a demon poisoning the island from across the astral plane and corrupting the minds of the people. Ogmar would seek out the dragon power he needed and return to finish what was started. Chapter 10. A Return to Skyrim.
And that's how that's done. Yeah. Okay, who wants to play some games? I do. Where'd my controller go? I've been